And it's time for another matchup in the first round of the Big Lager Championship. Let's have a look at the table. So here's the table, and if you remember from the last one, we had the Champignols that moved its way past the Birra Moretti in a very, very close championship. I was finishing off the Birra Moretti later, just thinking, you know what, this really does deserve to go through. It's not a bad beer at all. But it was the Champignols that actually got through it at the time. So that's the one in the second round. But what will it be up against? Well, let's have a look. We have got the Asda Pilsner. This is the slightly dearer Asda beer compared to the Bière Deluxe. I think it's dearer anyway. I think it's about £4.50 rather than just £4. 4 cans. They are 500ml cans though. And that's going to be up against a 500ml can of Rheinbacher. So both 500ml cans. I think the Rheinbacher is a bit cheaper. I think that's about £3.99 for 4 cans. But there you go. So we got Rheinbacher Pilsner against Asda Pilsner. So we got Pilsner versus Pilsner. So it's going to be interesting to see if I can tell which is which. Because, you know, they're both Pilsners. So will they both taste similar? I don't know. This one is 4.6% ABV. And this one is 4.5% ABV. Okay, this one, I've let them warm up a little bit, so they're not as cold as they were when I got them out of the fridge, but I forgot what I said about having them room temperature. I don't think I will have them room temperature, but I will have them out of the fridge for a bit. So I've left these out of the fridge for about half an hour now. So let's have a little look. Does it say anything about these? I'm assuming this is brewed in Germany for Lidl. I could be wrong. Does it say anything about this one, where it's brewed? Not really. It does have tasting notes here, though. It says it's a bright lager, pale golden colour, full-bodied with a light bitter aftertaste. Sounds nice. Let's have a see. It's selected for Asda. It's brewed in Great... I think it says at the top there. Brewed in Great Britain. So it's Asda Pilsner, brewed in Great Britain. This is Rheinbacher Pilsner. I'm assuming brewed in Germany. I know it's brewed in accordance with the German purity laws, but with the purity law, should we say? But other than that, I don't know much else about it. Specially produced for Aldi stores. And there you go. So there you go. There's a little bit of a backstory. That's all I know about these two beers. As I say, this one was a bit cheaper than this one. They're both essentially supermarket own brand Pilsners. So let's get these poured into glasses and I'll see what I'm thinking. Okay, beers poured. And before we go any further, let's tell you which one is which. So this is which one is which. Okay, that is which one is which. Let's have a little look at these two Pilsners. They both look the same. They both look a pale straw colour, really. Pale straw colour, turning the light a tiny bit orange. But they are very, very similar. Possibly a little bit darker on this one. Hard to tell. Both pouring with a similar kind of head, quite a fluffy head on both of them, dissipating relatively quickly on both of them, I would say. Yeah, so there you go. That's they both look exactly the same. Really, they could be the same beer to look at. This one's got a few more bubbles rising to the top of the glass. It's not a lot in these, not massive pours. This, but that means I'll have plenty later. So let's hope I've got enough to actually do a taste test. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to get a nose on this one. Here we go. That smells alright. It's lemony, grassy, making me cough. A little something else in there. It's kind of a bit of something in the malt, but it's possibly a little bit metallic in the smell. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of metallicness in the smell there. Some maltiness, bit of orange. I say a little bit of lemony, a little bit grassy. Doesn't smell amazingly Pilsner-esque, this one, but anyway, let's give this one a nose. Well, that one's very different. That smells. There's not as much of a nose on that one, but it's weird. I'm trying to think what the smell is coming from that one. It's almost like a detergenty kind of smell. And that's not the glass. That's not the glass. I don't think it's the glass anyway. But there is kind of like a detergent smell in there. I'll check from the can later whether it is coming from the can as well. But that certainly's got a detergenty smell to it. alongside a similar smell to this one with the malt and a little bit of orange and a little bit metallic as well. Let's go back to this one. So yeah, I mean, the smell. This one's given much better nose. I'm getting a bit of Marmite on this one now. Yeah, this one's punchy in the face with the nose. This one is not very strong on the nose. A little bit of rubber in the smell as well on this one. Very strange smells coming from this one. Yeah, I'm getting some rubber in there as well. Very strange. Anyway, so bit of malt, bit of orange, bit of rubber, bit of metallicness, bit of detergent. This one, a little bit more traditional smelling, but not the best. Let's do the taste. Cheers. Okay. Let's try again. So I'm getting the bitterness. Not a huge amount else. Quite crisp. It's crisp and clean. It's not a huge amount of flavour. That bitterness is really tingling my tongue now. A little bit of wafer tastes on the aftertaste there. I'll have another go. But no, other than that, I don't know. It's clean, it's crisp, it's bitter. It's got a little bit of flavour to it. It's a bit Pilsner-esque, not much of an aftertaste really to go off. It's alright. Let's try this one now. Cheers. Not a lot with that one, it seems. Again, a bit of bitterness. Again, it's quite crisp, it's quite clean. They both have got quite smooth bodies to them. They're both okay, but they're not particularly good. Neither of them are sink pours, I wouldn't say. Let's just go from one to the other now. This one has got more flavour. It's got more flavour. It's got more bitterness. It's got a bit of an aftertaste. This one has got very little flavour, not as much bitterness, and virtually no aftertaste. So I think I know which one's going to win. But again, I'll live with these a little while longer, just, you know, in case my tastes change. Yeah, I mean, this is crisp, clean, bitter, bit of taste. This one's crisp, clean, not quite so bitter, and not as much taste. Neither of these are really getting me particularly excited. Neither are particularly great. But that one is better than that one. So that one's going through to the next round. I think that's the Rheinbacher. I think that's the Asda. But I'm going to find out which one was which. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I can reveal that I was right. So yeah, this is the Asda Pilsner, brewed by someone who obviously doesn't know what a Pilsner is supposed to taste like. This is Rheinbacher. a decent job of a Pilsner, I would say. Not the best Pilsner in the world. But it's far more like a, traditional German Pilsner than this is. I don't know whether this is going for the... Well, Pilsner's is German style of lager, isn't it? So... And this looks darker in colour, but I think it's just because it's got the steady rolling man behind it. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a fairly crisp, clean, decent-ish lager. But it's... I think people expecting a Pilsner will be a bit disappointed with that one, to be honest. This one is cheaper, and it is more... It's more Pilsner-esque. It's got a nice bit, it's got a nice whack of bitterness. So if you like a nice bit of bitterness in your beers, this is a good one to have. Got a bit of flavour in the middle. This one, it's decent actually. It's a decent Pilsner, I think. It's a decent Pilsner. Whenever I have a Pilsner, I always compare it to the likes of Rheinbacher. Not that that's the best Pilsner in the world, but I think it's a good yardstick to measure the Pilsners by, because Rheinbacher, I think, is the kind of Pilsner that you can do at a fairly reasonable price and tastes really good. So if I'm going to get these supermarket Pilsners, I'm going to compare them to Rheinbacher. That's just the way I do it. And, this one... Nah, it's just not. It's not it. I don't know why they've called it Pilsner. If they just called it Asda Premium Lager, then okay, yeah. It's better than like Carlsberg or something like that. But even then, though, they could just call it Asda Lager rather than Asda Premium Lager, because really there's nothing premium about this, to be honest. So yes, that's not particularly great. This is more premium, and it was cheaper. The Rheinbacher Pilsner. So, I say by no means amazing, but it is a decent Pilsner. Whether it's better than Pillenbacher, I don't know really, because Pillenbacher's out now, isn't it? So, the Pilsner. So we won't be. I might do a taste test, the two of them, sometime. But yeah, not knocking me socks off, but a decent Pilsner. I would say for that one. So Rheinbacher Pilsner. Through to the next round, where I think it's up against the. I think it's going to be up against the Champion Noils, but I'm not 100% sure I haven't got it with me. But anyway, there you go. Rheinbacher Pilsner. Through to the next round. Nothing else to say. Apart from, till next time, have a good one.